Hey there folks, Caleb Downing with SDI, and today I'm going to give you a little warning about checking your ammo before you shoot it. I don't know if that's going to show up, but let's look at it. Alright, so this right here, this is a 22. And as you can see, it doesn't quite look right. I noticed it while I was loading because it's cold and I'm wearing gloves, and this little flange of something caught hold of my glove. Now, this is a 22, so more than likely, I would have never noticed it, and it'll probably fire, and probably would never notice anything different. But there are cases where you have like a 5.56, or you have some other cartridge, maybe even a 9mm. I've seen it a lot in 9mm, more than you would think would actually happen, to where the 9mm round is pressed down into the case, and the lip of that case bends in, and you get a messed up looking round. And 9 times out of 10, it'll probably fire and you'll be perfectly fine, but it's not really good for your gun, and it has the potential to be very, very dangerous. With 22s, not so much. With bigger bore calibers, if you had the metal of the case ripped like that, you could have some problems. So this is just something to look at, something to think about when you load in your magazines. Don't just willy-nilly load your magazines, because you could miss something very, very detrimental, right? I've seen bullets loaded backwards. I've seen all kinds of stuff, right? So don't just, like I said, don't just willy-nilly load your mags. Load them, but watch your rounds. Inspect your rounds as you're putting them in, even when you're feeling them, because that's how I caught this guy. I wasn't watching everything, but I felt that little burr catch onto my gloves. So for the sake of science, we're going to go ahead and shoot this and see what happens, and look at that case and see what happens to that case after we fire it. Since this is a 22, I have no concerns about it. I think it's going to be perfectly fine, and we're going to be shooting it out of a bolt action, so everything's going to be sealed up and everything's going to be good. So let's see what this guy actually looks like after he's fired. Here's before, and now let's look at after in just a second. If it'll even chamber. That did. Okay, here we go. Oh, see, he even caught in there, so he didn't extract. He stuck up in there and he did not extract. We'll poke him out with a little knife, see if we can inspect it. All right, so if we look at this guy, we can definitely see there's something not right about that. You can actually look through, yeah, see there, he's split, right? So in this case, we did have a failure to extract, because that case was all jolly-whopped up in there, and it wasn't wanting to come out. If you had a 5.56, you could mess up the inside of your chamber. There's different things that could happen that are stresses that are not made to be handled the way that they're. If you have a split case, they're not made to be handled that way, all right? So be very, very careful with when you're loading your magazines, when you're inspecting your ammo, because little mishaps like that on a 22 is fine, but on a big bore caliber gun, it could be very detrimental. Anyway, guys, I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found it helpful. Watch your ammo, be good, be safe, and hopefully we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.